All right. Guess I could bring that over here, huh? I imagine everybody's gonna hop in pretty quick on this one. Like, oh, flash sale. What's going on? Flash sale. Is that free? No. But when y'all start seeing flash sales for free, y'all better let me know where those are happening, because I'm all about a free flash sale. That's just free. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just ready to go watch some football. If you guys want me to be honest with you, first real night of football, at least for the NFL. Make sure my phone volume is off. There we go. Turn that off, that off. Okay. No, I'm definitely not a Jaguars guy. I used to live in Jacksonville, though. I lived there for a year when I was working for, I talked to you guys a lot about the marketing agency, the big corporate company that I used to work for. And that was the company I was in Jacksonville when I worked for that company. It was actually really cool, though, because I got to go to a bunch of free sporting events, because the Jacksonville, or at least our agency, was literally right across it. Like, you could walk and it would take you, the only thing you had to do was walk through the parking lot for the stadium, which wasn't that big anyways, because let's be real, it's Jacksonville. Just kidding if there's any Jacksonville fans. Y'all are actually starting to come around. But we got tons of free tickets to the Georgia-Florida game, which was dope because I'm a Georgia fan, Georgia Bulldogs, for college football. And so I got to go and see that game for free, which if you guys don't know, like, the cheapest tickets you're going to get, which are going to be all the way up at the top of the stands, are probably going to be like $300, $400, depending on the year. Like, depending on how, if both teams are super competitive that year for the SEC, it's going to be packed. It's insane, and ticket prices go skyrocketing every year. So I got those for free. We got Jacksonville Jaguars tickets for free. I got to go to the Falcons game for free at the Jags. Magic tickets, not Magic tickets, sorry, what was the basketball team there? We had some basketball team there. I can't even remember who it was. Anyways, we had a basketball team there. I think it was a minor league team. And then we had a minor league baseball team. That was cool. Anyways, Jacksonville's a cool place. I didn't live there too long. And no, I'm definitely not a Dolphins fan. I'm a Falcons fan, guys. I'm from Atlanta. I'm pretty much everything Atlanta. If you can think of a sport to watch and a team to watch it for, it's probably going to be an Atlanta team. If the Thrashers came back and they weren't in Atlanta, I would root for the Thrashers wherever they were, because they took our hockey team away from us, so we don't have a hockey team anymore. So that's who I would choose to root for if they came back. But since they're not around, I like the Colorado Avalanche, only because when I was a kid, I wasn't super into hockey. So I would play this, it was called NHL Hits on GameCube, for those of y'all who remember what a GameCube is. And we would play that game, and I always play with the Avalanche because I love Forsberg. He was like, he'd just lay people out, him and Blake. Dude, they would just destroy people. And that's all that game was just hitting people. Thank you for all your hard work and valuable videos. Marxists, I'm glad I could help. And I hope that you stick around and learn as much as you can, because that's really the key to running your agency, man. The more you know, I promise, the easier it will be. And the more you truly study the information, the easier this process will be. I have people, and I had a lady reach out to me today. She was asking me, she was interested in buying the DMS 2.0. And so basically she asked if there was any information in there on selling and landing clients, because she didn't have time to go out each day and like physically go out to businesses. And so she was wondering if this was something that I teach, is, how to do it from home. And so obviously, yes, that's definitely something we teach, from messaging to email messaging to phone calls, stuff like that. But, when it comes down to it, if you're trying to land a client and you don't truly understand digital marketing and how it really all works, but not only that, because you have to have and that's what we're creating more SOPs for internal hiring and stuff like that. So for sales reps, when we start hiring on heavily for sales reps, we want to know exactly what we need to teach that sales rep as far as what they need to learn, so that way they can sell the product properly and get clients, right? Because that's their end goal. They're going to be on a commission basis where there is no ceiling as far as how much they can earn, but they have to go out there and get the business. And, you know, paying out on commission as far as agency money is concerned is actually pretty good if you can sell some marketing. And it's not hard to sell when you learn how to sell it. But anyways, you have to understand the product and the service and how they all work together. And then you have to understand who you're selling to and how to sell, right? There's methods to selling, but then you also have to understand, again, who you're selling to, right? Is this business owner super marketing savvy, or are they not? Because if they're not, you're going to struggle to get them to really listen to you, because you're going to be saying a bunch of big words like Facebook pixel and conversion, and they don't really necessarily know what all of that means. They know what leads are and they know what sales are. From a business perspective, that's what they understand. So you have to be able to explain that to a business owner. But let me grab a water real quick. We're going to get started. I kind of just took off there on that little rant. You guys do me a favor while I go grab a quick water bottle and say hello, or if you haven't said hello, say hello. Where you're from is always nice. Or you can, if your name, I had people start doing this last week. If your username for your YouTube account is not the same as the name that shows on here, or no, sorry, if your YouTube username is not the same as your real name, write your real name in there, because it's good to know your real name. But yeah, we'll be right back. And also hit that thumbs up button so that way other YouTube subscribers just like you get notified. I don't think you heard me. I just realized I started walking away. Like at the end of that, I was like, oh, I don't think they heard me. Marcus, not Marxist. Good to know, see? Because I totally would have believed your name was Marxist Carter. Because I guess, I don't know, I could see how you could turn that into a C, or at least the K sound. But yeah, I was totally going with Marxist. And I don't mess up names much, just so you know. I'm actually pretty good at them. Like, we get some people on here from like Asia or Russia, and I'll end up saying their names right, and I'm just like, or like Eastern Europe, not necessarily Russia, but Eastern Europe, and I'll say their name right, and I'm surprised. They're surprised. They're more surprised than I am, but then I'm surprised that I got it right too. Oh, and really quick before we get started, I do want to mention we are having a flash sale on the Digital Marketing School 2.0 for the next, it was 72 hours this morning, but now there are 60 hours left in the countdown, and we are selling it at 75% off. So make sure you go right below this video and click the link, and if you want to purchase it, you're going to get it for the best deal you could possibly get. It's the cheapest you can possibly get this program, and it is the best as far as students are concerned, the best marketing course out there. We have practically, I don't think we might have had one or two bad reviews like when we first launched like 3 years ago, but we hardly ever hear back from anyone wanting a refund or saying the program wasn't what they expected. It teaches that you guys everything you need to know. So get it while it's cheap. And we're also doing a mentorship giveaway. And this video is being removed in 60 hours because it has the link to that giveaway that we're doing. So you better make sure you take that link and take advantage of it while it lasts. Okay, let me see. How long have you owned your agency? We're going on 3 years now, almost at 3 years. Are there, Isaiah's full of questions. There are some agencies out there that just do Facebook ads. I see that you also do PPC, SEO, Google ads, etc. Would you say that Facebook ads are the most efficient? Isaiah, no. I would not say that either one is more efficient than the other. You have to have an understanding of when it's the right time to use one versus the right time to use another. That's really the key to understanding marketing. People think that there's one best way to do something, and there's not. Like, marketing is understanding that you take a look at a business, right, and you determine what about that business needs to happen, or what needs to happen, I guess, outside of that business for it to grow. And then you have to understand what the customers want, what they're trying to buy, why they need to buy that particular product or service, what drives the necessity. And when you determine that, you're able to figure out, okay, well, what services, or really what tools do I have at hand that I can use to build a marketing campaign? So from there, you understand that we have SEO, we have PPC, we have Facebook and other social media campaigns from a management perspective, and we have ads, right? We have email marketing, we have websites, we have content marketing, which is like video and blog articles, stuff like that, podcasts, right? Oh, I need to add that into my list. I have a thing I'm trying to finish. Anyways, so you have all of those different services. Now it takes an understanding of how all of these services work, right? Because PPC is a great service to offer if you offer it to the right business with the right budget and it's the right type of industry, right? Facebook ads can be just as effective, but when you look at specific industries, it's a lot harder to compete to run cold traffic ads for Facebook than it is to do PPC ads. Why? Well, Facebook ads, let's look at, I always use this, and I use this example a lot in my program. If you guys are in there, you'll probably recognize this example because it's the perfect example. If you look at a criminal attorney, right? Somebody who does criminal law. So what do? Basically, if someone gets in trouble, let's say you get a DUI, that's when you need a criminal attorney, right? So what happens? Well, I'm going to try, let's say I got a DUI, God forbid, I would need to find a criminal attorney to go to court for me, and that person would represent me in court. Well, if that happened, what am I going to do first? I might think in my head, okay, well, who can I call if I have a family friend or a friend of a friend who already has an attorney that's a criminal attorney, or a father or somebody in their family that's a criminal attorney? And most people, at least as far as I'm aware, don't know a criminal attorney offhand, right? Most people don't just have a criminal attorney ready to go. So what does that mean? Well, I have to find one. What's the first thing I'm going to do? You guys can probably already say it. You've said it out loud, probably sitting right there. You might have thought it, but the answer is you go and do a search online, right? You use Google, you use Bing, Yahoo, whatever search platform you use. So that is the first step to finding someone in my local area to be my criminal attorney. Same thing can happen with gyms, restaurants. You guys do this all the time. You go on Google and you type in restaurants near me, gas stations near me, grocery store near me, attorneys near me if you're looking for one, right? Just to get an idea on a map, right? Instead of a list. This happens all the time. And this is the very first stage in finding a potential product or service. It's not just service-based industries. It's also products. If you're trying to find, let's say, a refrigerator, right? You can type in refrigerators near me on Google, and I guarantee you that has search volume. Or refrigerators in Atlanta, Georgia, if that's where I lived, right? Those are keywords I could be targeting and running ads to. Now, let's think about that from a Facebook perspective. How are we going to find cold traffic ads for a criminal attorney on Facebook? Well, really, the only thing that we can really think of to do is target people who have a bad past or history, DUIs. Well, I can't target those people on Facebook. Facebook doesn't know that information about people, although it wouldn't surprise me if someday it did. But currently it does not. So what do we have to do? Well, we can't run a targeted campaign, really. We could try creating lookalike audiences from people who visited our site, but how does that have any idea of somebody's criminal history, right? That there's just information is not collected about you on the internet and given to advertisers about your criminal history, right? That's usually private court-sealed documents. So that being said, we're not really able to create a targeted campaign on Facebook that drives a ton of cold traffic for realtors. So would it make sense for us to run a Facebook campaign for cold traffic for a criminal attorney if we're not going to be able to drive that many leads? No. What should we do instead? Well, we should probably figure out if that attorney has a large enough budget first. And if I'm in a large city, I'm going to say at least probably $10,000 to $15,000 per month, right? And trust me, that is well worth it to that attorney because they get 3 or 4 clients in a month, which if you're spending that much, trust me, you'll get way more than that in a month. They're going to make tenfold on that, okay? So anyways, getting back to the point of the story, if you have that criminal attorney and they're running PPC ads to drive the cold traffic, that's great. Now we're getting an influx of traffic to the site, to lead magnets, stuff like that, right? But people might just take a glance at it the first time, and maybe they don't call the attorney to set the appointment or even fill out any information for maybe a consultation with that attorney until the next day. That being said, well, that means we need remarketing going on Facebook. So where does Facebook come in? Well, as a remarketing campaign. So we're remarketing people who visited a sales page or a contact page or an information page or a landing page of some kind within the last 2 to 7 days, right? So now we're remarketing to this business and trying to get them to actually come back to our site and set that appointment. They didn't just look for a criminal attorney for no reason, unless they're doing a book report or they're maybe, I don't know, there could be any numerous amounts of reasons why someone might, but the chances are it's probably not like that. Most people who are typing in criminal attorney near me are looking for a criminal attorney near them. So I hope that helps with what you guys were, or what you were asking, Isaiah. Marcus says, I just started 4 days ago and I haven't landed my first client yet. I've been watching your videos to try and get started. So happy I turned on post notifications. Marcus, do not try and go get clients. I hope if you heard anything that I said, you should not be trying to get clients right now. If you just started 4 days ago, you need to spend the next 3 to 6 months learning. And if you're really brand new, I recommend at least 6 months. Trust me. The more I want to get this into people's heads so badly, but people just don't listen to me on this one thing. It's like, I get it too, because you're all ambitious and you want to start making money and you have goals and dreams and you have obligations. That's the other thing, right? You have all these things you're trying to accomplish, and I get that, but you will accomplish it so much faster if you spend time on the learning process. That is where most people, they waste the most amount of time, because what they do is they go in the first 2 months and they're like, all right, cool, I watched a ton of YouTube videos. Then they try to go and get clients, and usually and what happens is they realize that the getting clients part is not hard. That's not the hardest part. That's the easy part. What's hard is performing the marketing service for a business. That is the hardest part. Driving, because what happens is most people think, okay, well, I can just sell them social media marketing. But then 3 months later, this business, who, even if it's only $500 a month, it's a one location business, mom and pop shop, and they're sitting there selling campaigns for $500, managing their social media. But then 3 months later, they've spent $1,500 and they don't feel like they're actually making any money off of what's being done. Why? Because all we're doing is creating content and posting on their channel. They should have never come to us and expected results to begin with, because social media now is dead from an organic perspective, meaning that we have to actually run ads, right? So if you don't understand the service, it's not going to help you when it comes time for you to actually perform for that customer. Or if you don't understand how marketing works, and I'm not trying to discourage you, I'm trying to encourage you to spend more time studying. Do not try and rush through it. That's the biggest mistake people make in this industry. James, what's going on? Yeah, I'm surprised you got my name right last week. I told you, sometimes I get people's names right and I'm just like, oh, I said that right, cool. What do you think of marketing agency in the Arab world? I mean, Nabil, that's the thing. Everybody needs marketing. Whether you're in the Arab world or the European world or the American world, you have to understand what your market is like and the difference between. So if I say $1,000 US, you know that there's, okay, so there's the GDP, for example, is the gross domestic product, and each country has one, and it basically tells how much money your country is making, and it kind of it's a pretty much a big indicator on what the economic status of your country is like. And so what you have to determine is, basically, if I told you $1,000, what I would do is take $1,000 and convert it into what that would be for the dollar amount in your country. And what that's going to do is give you a comparison of what charging or what rates should be like if you're running campaigns in your local market. Now, if you go and decide to get online and you work from the Arab world and you get clients in the US or the UK or Canada, you know, where the GDP is a lot higher. And I'm not saying that all Arab countries are like that. I'm just saying, for the most part, I get a lot of people from India, for example, in my program, and then they say, and I hope I'm not stepping on any cultural toes here, but you guys get what I'm saying. If an area of the world doesn't make as much money, you have to be able to convert that cash into what the amount would be in value in your local area, right? And then what you do is you base your services off of that pricing structure and sell those campaigns and those prices to your businesses in your local market. Now, that means you'll have to take other things into consideration as well, because I'm using products like ClickFunnels, which is developed here in the US. So they're going to charge a US rate. So you might have to find a landing page software that maybe was developed in India and they sell it at a much cheaper rate, right? But it still does the exact same thing, and the other thing is maybe at least not the pitfall, but the reason why they can't charge as much as, say, ClickFunnels is because it's not in English, and so they can only sell it to people who speak Hindi, right? There's so many things that you have to take into consideration. If you're in a different country, just because you're watching Ty Lopez's video about, it's $1,000 a month for a client, you can't go out and charge that in US dollars in most Indian businesses. Why? Because a lot of India is still street businesses, right? They run their businesses like a local market. And so you have to take into consideration the different ways that you have to run your business, but not only that, how you're actually going to run marketing campaigns. Hi, Jamie. How many meetings should it take to close a client? Again, this is one where there is no one answer, because sometimes it takes one, most times it takes at least two, sometimes it takes three, very rarely, but sometimes it can take four, and super rarely it can take 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 times, right? It depends on how big the deal is a lot of the time. If you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, or if you get a client that's spending that much, you're going to have several meetings before you actually close something down, because they want to make sure that they're spending that $100,000 per month wisely and that they're going to get their return on their investment. But most of you, if you use the process that I teach, then it is 2 meetings with the customer, sometimes 3, okay, or potential customer. And the first meeting is an information meeting where you actually go in, you get information about the business, you present an audit if you have it to show them what things you found that they can maybe change about their marketing strategy. And once you understand all of that, then you start asking questions about their business, so that way you can prepare a proposal, right? And you also set up the next meeting, I believe, in that first meeting. What I say I believe, not like I'm second guessing myself, like I believe that's how you should do it every single time. Most people will wait and then leave and call back and say, hey, I'm trying to set up the meeting. No, you set up the time and the date in that first meeting for your second meeting. The second meeting is when you pitch your proposal and you actually get them to sign something, right? You show them what marketing you're actually going to do, how you're going to drive more leads and sales to their business, what marketing strategies you plan to implement, what changes you'll need to make, what they'll need to do on their end, and then you get them to sign a contract and give you money. Then sometimes they are a little skeptical, or maybe you're newer in the business, and sometimes it's not even because you're newer, sometimes it's actually that potential customer's fault. But say there is like a husband and wife situation where they both own the business, and you only get the wife at the meeting, but you know that the husband was the original owner, like the first one to start the business. The wife kind of married in, let's say, for example, right? So we got to have the husband there to make the decision, but you already presented to the wife. Well, the wife is going to say, well, I need to talk to my husband first because I can't make a decision without him, meaning really you didn't get to the decision maker. So it's important, number one, to set up that meeting with the decision maker there, not just because the wife you think is going to be able to introduce you or to talk you into the signing it. If that's not the person who can sign it, get the husband there. But the husband, you're going to have to pitch again. So you're going to have to come back for that third meeting and pitch them both again, right? And you never want the wife, this is another pro tip, you never want the wife to pitch the husband for you. Meaning, you don't want to pitch the wife and then leave, and then she goes and tries to explain to the husband what you're going to do and the dollar amount. Because all she's going to be sitting there and saying is, oh no, it's $5,000 a month, honey. They want $5,000 a month. I don't know what we're going to do. They want to do all this with freaking Facebook and Instagram, and then they got stuff with Google, and they want to shoot a bunch of videos of us every month and blah, blah, blah. Just all these excuses. And I'm not saying that women, I hope you guys, I'm not generalizing women. I'm just saying, like, this is what happens when a $5,000 per month situation comes into play. right? It's like, damn, that's a lot of money. This is our business. That's 60 grand a year if we do it on a yearly basis, right? And so you have to understand that's what actually happens. So you never want the wife to sell the husband. So if you notice that it's just going to be the wife and she's not the one who makes the decision, you want to say, look, I'm super sorry to waste your time, but I know two things. Number one, if your husband's not here, you told me he can't make the decision, which is totally fine. But number two is some of this stuff in here can get confusing, and I wouldn't want to present it to you and then you go present it to your husband, and just because maybe something didn't click when I first explained it, you misinterpreted it to your husband, and then we both look bad. Like, I just wouldn't want that to happen or there to be any confusion. So is it okay? Can we reschedule for another day? And don't even ask, is it okay? But say, we need to reschedule for another day. Does Monday and Wednesday work at such and such times, right? We always give 2 times and 2 dates. But, I mean, that's the thing, guys. There should be 2 meetings. Sometimes there's 3. If it's a larger contract, it can be 4, 5, 6, 7 meetings. It just kind of depends. So Google Analytics is the way to track the progress from the Google Ads, Jordan. Yes, and using Google conversion tracking, so making sure that you have your tag manager set up properly, your conversion tags set up properly. You don't just set up Google Analytics and then run Google Ads and connect them both. You actually have to set up the proper tracking code. It's just like the Facebook pixel. You set up the tracking code on your web pages, so make sure you're doing that. That helps big time, Jordan. Southern MVP of the year goes to Jordan Steen. Southern MVP? Like Southern guy or like Georgia Southern? I'm not sure what you mean, because I did go to Georgia Southern. Oh crap, we jumped down way far. Have you lost clients before, Jordan? Why do you typically lose clients? Of course, that's the thing, guys. Marketing, there is no such thing as keeping every single client. You will always lose clients, and it can be, and I've mentioned this several times, but it can be for a plethora of reasons. It could be maybe their business is going under. Maybe they just don't have the budget for it and they thought that they did, right? Because they realized, oh crap, we don't have $2,500 a month to spend. We can maybe do 1,000, and at that rate I'm like, well, we probably can't really do too much with that. But it can also be you didn't do your job. So one time I broke into a new industry, the auto industry, and we set up this campaign, but realized that there is a ton of, and not selling cars, it was a completely different style of business. It was transmissions. And there was probably, I think there was 50,000 SKUs in this business. And it was cool, and we did a good job as far as creating branding elements for them and setting up their website. But as far as what they wanted and what we thought they wanted, we were completely on different pages. Like, I thought they wanted a website where we could just upload products to, where they had all of the SKUs and information ready to go to upload, and we would just place it all into Shopify and be able to set it all up. And apparently that's not what either of us had. Or basically, we both had different ideas about what was actually going to happen. He wanted me to create an inventory management system, essentially, inside of their website. And so we got on 2 different pages and ended up, he didn't really want more of the like paid ad structure marketing. He wanted to create content, which wasn't really going to be the best way for him to do it, because what he should have done was paid ads and sold motors based on what types of models they were trying to look up. And so we basically just cut it off after, I think it was 6 months. We cut it off and completely stopped the campaign. And not to mention, he was just not the nicest guy. So yeah, you lose customers. It's part of the business. But that's why it's important that even though you got your first customer, great, you need to go get another one now. And then when you get that second one, you need to go get another one now until you get to about 10 clients. And then once you get to 10, no one's saying you can coast, because you can't coast. You're not there yet. When you get to 100 clients, when you hit your first 100, that's when you can start coasting in your business life. And that's going to take you 5 years. All right. Some people can do it faster. It just depends on how quickly you can scale, how much money you start making, what types of clients you're working with, right? You can definitely get there. But for most people, it's going to take a lot of time. Okay. And so you're going to want to just understand that keep bringing in clients because there is a churn and burn. Would you recommend interning in an SMMA? And I guess a lot of the videos on YouTube for SMMA with Facebook are misleading. They say it's really easy. It is really easy when you understand how it works. That's the thing. Everybody thinks they can come in and just look at Facebook for 3 days and they're just going to be a master at it. Dude, these guys who are telling you it's easy have spent the last 5 to 10 years doing this. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of us have done it for the last 5 to 10 years, okay? So yeah, for someone who's been in it for 5 to 10 years, it's easy. Someone like you, that's why I'm trying to stress the importance of education and actually spending time learning what you're freaking doing. Stop trying to go out there and get clients. You don't need clients yet because you're not going to do well. If anything, you're going to set your business up for negative reviews. And I'm not trying to discourage people. Again, I'm trying to encourage you to take the education side of it seriously. Invest in programs that are worth your time. Watch tons of YouTube content because that's the thing, guys. Please do not limit that to the only thing you do for education and this stuff. You will not learn everything you need to learn from watching YouTube videos. If you really want this, it's going to take a commitment and it's actually going to take hard work. This shit is not easy. But when you actually learn it, it's like learning math. It's like multiplication was hard as shit at first, but then you learned how to do it and you're like, oh, it's actually pretty easy. And I'm not going to say algebra because everybody hates algebra, but like, I don't know, baseball, whatever you can relate to. What was something that you used to suck at, but now you're good at? Okay, perfect example, since most of you are guys. Name a video game you freaking like that you're actually really good at. I bet when you first started, you sucked, right? But you put in countless hours. I bet some of you have video games with like 3,000 hours logged on that motherfucker. Like, get off the video games, but take that 3,000 hours, and I guarantee you put 3,000 hours into digital marketing, you'll be just like me. I guarantee you. I promise you. You will be so happy that you did too. Like, you have to understand what is actually going to make a successful, like, you think Bill Gates got to where he was by just taking, and I'm not trying to harp on anybody here. I don't want you guys thinking like I'm like coming at you or anything like that, because I'm not, right? I'm not angry or mad. I'm trying to get you guys to see the importance of how much you actually have to put into this for yourself to be successful. Like, you're not just learning digital marketing either. You're learning customer service, you're learning how to start a business, entrepreneurship, finances. You're learning all of this stuff because that's what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. So for those of you who think I have it, you really have to ask yourself, do you really have it? And I'm not trying to turn you guys away. I'm trying to make you ask yourself that question. Should I be doing this? Is this something I really want? Because if so, then take that 3,000 hours that you put into freaking World of Warcraft or GTA 5 or PUBG or Fortnite or whatever freaking video game that it is that you cannot get off playing, and put that same time commitment into something like this, and I promise you, you will be making more than $10,000 plus per month. More than $10,000 per month. You'll be making $100,000 per month if you put that much time into running this business and learning digital marketing. Anybody have any response to that or think differently? I'm just saying, like, some people can pick this up quickly. I think that most people are not going to be able to, because unless you've been in an entrepreneurship type of situation, and I mean serious one, not like something where I kind of started a business. No, not like Cutco knives and that's a good start, but it's not really a business. And I'm talking about your business has made at least $100,000 before. If you haven't made $100,000 in a year with a business, then you haven't really run a business. And okay, that's wrong to say, because that's not true. There are people out there who they have super low expenses and they make $75,000 a year, so they're walking away after expenses with like $65,000. After taxes, probably a little bit less than that. But still, that's decent, right? But I'm saying if your business hasn't done $100,000 in revenue and you haven't done 90% of the marketing for that business, then you haven't really done a lot on digital marketing. I know I'm not talking about getting newspaper ads and stuff like that, although that helps a little bit, right? Because it's kind of down the lines of copywriting and planning and strategizing. But I'm talking about just digital marketing stuff. It takes effort, guys. It takes time. It takes commitment. And that, like, have you guys, all right, are any of y'all in a training group, like a Facebook group or anything like that related to digital marketing? Are any of y'all in one of those? Oh my God, that's good. My mouth was getting so dry. Man, my schedule when I first started was like 8 a.m. to like 1 a.m. the next day. And I get like 7 hours of sleep, maybe, probably 6 really. Because I'd probably stay up for an hour watching TV until 2. And then I pass out at 2, wake up at 8 or 9 the next day, and go again. And I did that for probably, when I first started my agency on my own, and not only that, but I was doing Serial Entrepreneur as well. Man, I was probably working, and then I was also still running my detailing business. I was probably working 80 to 90 hours a week. It was not fun for a while. I agree with you. There's a lot to understand. As far as like the education side though, guys, I've been doing this since 2007. It's been over throughout the culmination of, I don't know, 12 years in total. Serious study, probably 6 years of that, 7 years of that. Because I started, like, I think I was on Wix in like 2010 or 11. I don't even remember. It was either Wix or I don't even remember which one it was. It was either Wix or Weebly. And I think I started, it was in college, I know that, but I can't remember what year in college it was. I think it was like 2011 or 12 actually. Anyways, it was forever ago. I don't know. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, and that's the thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, we definitely got some people in the course. I put in 3 to 4 hours a night. And Jarrell, if that's all you can do for now, that's not bad, right? It's all, like, understand that, honestly, here's what I would do. If you guys are brand new to this, I would set a goal to study at least, let's say, yeah, I'd say at least 500 hours of pure study before you're even ready to get your business license set up and all of that. All right, and I want to break this down to you guys. That's 5 hours a day for 3 months. It's actually a little bit more than 500 hours. It's 550. No, I'm sorry, that's 450 hours. So it's about 3.5 months. All right, not even 3.5 months. It's like 3 1/3 of a month, and you're at 500 hours. But that's only 550 hours worth of study. I think they say it takes 1,000 hours of studying something consistently to become even close to a master at it. And you have to think there's email, social, SEO, PPC. You can't just say 1,000 hours for all of that, plus pricing, setting up your services, internal operations, finding contractors, all of that, right? There's a ton to do, and that's okay, but to get all of that done in 500 hours, plus understand the services and everything like that, that's what most people are doing. They're actually going out, they're spending, here's what I've seen a lot of the time. Most people are going out and they're spending, let's say 50 to 100 hours in total before they're trying to go out and sell the services and get clients and perform services. In 50 to 100 hours, like, I don't know, you haven't even leveled up to level 50 like level 40 or 30. No, you haven't even leveled up to level 30 in WoW. And I don't even know. I think that's a good thing. I don't really know. I need a game that's comparable, but I don't even know games that well to know levels. I can't give y'all this. Trying to give y'all a simile. I think it's a simile. Anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. 50 to 100 hours is not a lot of hours. All right, do not spend 50. Please, do not be that person who goes through 2 programs. They get on Facebook a little bit. They get on Instagram a little bit. They get on Wix or Weebly. You get into like MailChimp. You try out, I don't know, Asana. And then you go out there and you say, all right, I'm ready to get clients. You build a website. And now you're ready to get clients. That's it. I'm going to tell you right now, those of you who choose to do that, I'm not going to feel bad for you. Because I'm telling you, you're listening to me say it right now. You're listening to me. I am not going to feel bad for you. I don't want you to fail, but I'm not going to feel bad for you. Because I'm giving you the best piece of advice you can hear about running an agency and making 6 figures. It is going to take a commitment, a true one, right? So start clocking that shit. If it takes you pulling out a timer or a stopwatch and timing everything and writing it down in a notebook and making sure you end up at 500 before you even start, I think that's a good milestone to reach. I still think you should try to hit 1,000 hours in education and set up and planning and strategizing. But if you can't and you're that impatient, 500 hours is a good milestone to hit. I would, again, and this needs to be on, seriously, study, strategizing, planning, setup of your business. Oh crap, my video went off. Hang on, guys. And making sure that you don't buy the Canon EOS 70D, because for some reason that fool will not let you keep the camera on the entire time. Even if you turn off, do like the sensor for it to shut it off automatically. Like, I tell that thing all the time. I call Canon a couple of times. I'm like, why would you guys have a setting on this camera where it says for it to do not turn off, but the motherfucker still turns off? What sense does that make? Like, then they tried to explain what it did. I was like, I don't even care anymore, man. What all is included in the course? Alright, well, I'll just go to the page. Oh crap, y'all are only at 59 hours right now. I show you. Alright, so we'll go through what is included in the course. In case you guys didn't know, you guys can all go check this out later. But 75% off for the next 59 hours. Make sure the link is in the description. Go check it out. But what is included? Module 1. Welcome. Obviously, we gotta have a welcome, which I recommend strong. Like, that's why it's 10 minutes. There's a lot of information you want to check out in the welcome video. And then a couple of experience videos from people who have been through our program, affiliate program, all that stuff, right? Module 2, licensing, banking, taxes with Greg Vickers, who is my accountant. He does all my accounting. Setting up your business plan, first priorities, and objectives. Basically an entire checklist and video that we go through that tells you what you need to do in your first year to see that 6 figures. Then marketing strategies, core 1, core 2, sales funnel, 3-step marketing, local versus all of these other right here. Planning the campaign, customer profiles, influencer marketing, and tools for marketing strategies. Let's go to next. Here's the fun one. Oh boy. Here's where all of this content comes in. Facebook. So much in here, guys. Like, seriously. You guys come check out. I'm not going to read out each one because this is where it seriously gets super long. Instagram. Good thing is, Facebook ads, once you learn how to do that, you learn Instagram ads. Now all we have to do is learn how to do stories, and now we know everything we need to know about Instagram marketing. It's not that complicated. Snapchat. YouTube. Twitter. Because who really uses Twitter anymore? Google. All you need to know. Seriously. LinkedIn. We had Anna McAfee come in. She's amazing. Social media tools. Web. Email. PPC. SEO. Content marketing. Landing pages, tools, templates, software, equipment, third-party services, video equipment. Sales, landing clients, and pricing all of your services. Outsourcing and building your team. One of the other newer updates, but one of the biggest and most important sections in our update, because this is something that we've been going through this last year, and we've spent about $65,000. I'm serious, I'm not even kidding, just on this section right here this year, getting all of that set up on our agency. And then finishing up and getting your certification, and not to mention there's quizzes for all of those different lessons. There's just so much that you guys get to learn, oh crap, when you jump in the program. So, I mean, go get it. Where is digital marketing heading nowadays? I mean, it is at the forefront of marketing. It has taken over market share, I believe. I believe it took it over. Digital marketing versus traditional. I believe it took market share this year. If not, it's supposed to be like in the next year or two. I'm looking at a chart right now. Hang on. I should have put market share. I'm not going to be able to find it right this second because y'all will sit me here watching me look through search results, and that's not enjoyable. But I'm pretty sure digital marketing has taken over traditional marketing as far as like revenue share. So TV led the way for, I think it was like 30, 40 years, maybe even longer, probably longer, probably like 50, 60 years now that I think about it. So yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime soon, guys. Digital, and everything is going digital. Like, everything. So you don't really need much more convincing than that. Like, everything. Technology just keeps getting more and more advanced. So digital marketing will only continue to transition into something even better. It's really the only way I can see it. Sleeping 2 hours less at night adds a little more than 3 months to your year. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know that. Imagine having a 15-month year to get shit done. True seeker. True seeker, that's not how that works, bro. You don't just get like 3 months added to life. You still have 12 months. You're just not sleeping as much in those 12. I like how this dude thinks. He's like, yo, if I stop sleeping for 2 hours a day, I get a 15-month year. Y'all hit thumbs up if y'all laughed at that too. That was, oh my God, that was funny. Holy shit, you really did put 4 hours a night on this. Dude, I'm telling you, like, people don't even know. People don't even, they think Ty Lopez is the shit, bruh. I respect Ty Lopez, but I'm telling you, we got the better course. Okay, we're at 47 minutes. I want to go watch some football before it all ends. So we're going to end it here with a mentorship giveaway. So if you guys are ready to play, hit that thumbs up button. Also, leave a comment telling me that you're ready to play. Last but not least, if you guys didn't see, the Digital Marketing School is 75% off for the next 59 hours. So make sure you take advantage of that. Click the link right below this video in the description. We're going to take this video down in 60 hours. Well, actually, it'd be 59 hours now. We're going to take this video down in 59 hours and some minutes. So make sure that you get the link and get over there and get inside the best digital marketing school ever invented. But let's do this giveaway. What question do I want to ask tonight? Ooh boy. Let's see who was paying attention from the beginning. If I were a criminal attorney, what way would I recommend driving cold traffic to your site? again, if I was a criminal attorney, what way would I recommend driving cold traffic to a website? So, Isaiah, I will go ahead and honor your answer. Google Ads is a version or a variation of PPC, because you don't only want to spend, if your client has $10,000 a month, you actually want to spend some of that money as well. You want to look at your competition, right? You want to determine how much they're spending a month. But if your client's competition isn't spending $10,000 a month, then you'll want to take your client's $10,000 a month and break it up amongst Google, Bing, and Yahoo. Because people still, as surprisingly enough, I don't know how they have not monopolized this shit already, but people still use Bing and Yahoo for search. I guess it's because of privacy, but even Bing and Yahoo suck. That's where, like, what is it? Duck. It's like Go Duck or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, BBC, wow. Bing and Yahoo are also PPC ads as well, okay? So I'm going to give you Google Ads because, yes, that is correct. It is technically a version of PPC, but definitely PPC. Not Facebook, like JM Equity Recovery LLC said. And also, Ultra Shotgun saying, I want you to know that you are also correct. Who is that again? I know your actual name. I forget with these daggum usernames. But you also were correct in using SEO. So, and here's what I'm going to do. Ultra, I'm also going to let you have a mentorship program tonight because you're the only one who said SEO. And even though that isn't the correct answer, that is a definite correct answer because of the fact that SEO is just like PPC, except it's for organic search, and you can get a business just as many clients by using organic search. So Ultra Shotgun, I'm going to give you a mentorship program, and Isaiah, I'm going to give you a mentorship program. I'm giving you a mentorship program, and you a mentorship program, and you a mentorship program, and you guys get it. But you guys make sure to message our Facebook business page. That's facebook.com/serial entrepreneur. And we will make sure to give you guys a mentorship program. The monthly retainer is a monthly retainer, so that doesn't necessarily constitute ad spend. Your ad spend, like a monthly retainer, if your client is spending $10K, you probably need to be charging at least like $1,000 to $2,000 to manage that 10K. So his actual total spend is about $11,000. The $10,000 just goes to ad spend, right? But you have to take into consideration the setup time, the research phase of like finding keywords and keyword strategy planning. All of that has to be done too. So anyways, you guys make sure you message facebook.com/serial entrepreneur, and we will send over your promo codes. Also, guys, make sure that you check the link right below this video one more time. It is only around for 59 more hours. This is the lowest price we've ever had, the 2.0 program, and the lowest price it will probably ever go to. So take advantage of it while it's around. 75% off. Link is in the description. The 1,000 is for you, Isaiah, and that's the last question I'm answering. Love you guys. Message the username. Again, facebook.com/serial entrepreneur. Can't give it to you any straighter. Deuces. Bye, guys. See you.